Welcome to episode 33 of Star Wars Culture Live, a fairly new podcast focusing on Star Wars excitement and connection, your escape pod for hyperspace buzz and fandom fixes. As always, I am Ian, and as always, this is Marty, and this is where the fun begins. Instead of the negativity you often find on the Star Wars side of the internet, we want to talk about the things we love about Star Wars, how it enriches our lives, the community, culture, fans, the media, cosplay, anything at all. So, as always, if you have anything for us, reactions, questions, requests, suggestions for future segments, anything at all, throw them in the comments and we will see what we can do. And don't forget to check us out on all the socials. We are at SW Culture Live everywhere. And except on Facebook, we stream to the Culture Slate page and the episode 9 news page. So if you are seeing us on Facebook, obviously you know where to find us. But today, we are going to be talking about mostly, as always, we'll start with news, and then we'll get into our own personal little fun segments, and then we are mostly going to be talking about the Tales of the Underworld miniseries. We didn't really get too deep into it when it first came out because we were so focused on Andor Season 2, and I'm going to be thinking about Andor Season 2 for every day for a very long time. But this time now we have a sec to breathe, and we're going to get into Tales of the Underworld. You may notice that I am not wearing a Star Wars shirt for the first episode ever. That is because I am wearing a Helldivers 2 shirt, because Helldivers 2, I know this is a tangent, but I'm obsessed with it right now. Helldivers 2 is going through this crazy event right now where instead of fighting on all these planets across the cosmos, we are now defending Super Earth from the Illuminate invasion. It's intense. It's crazy. I can't stop thinking about it. This is the only thing that comes close to me thinking about Andor every day. But yeah, so I hope this isn't off-putting for anyone, but gotta keep the Helldivers, gotta stand strong with Super Earth right now. But anyway,
I'm offended.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, Marty. I couldn't do it. I have a Star Wars hat. We got all the rest of the Star Wars stuff. It's just there's a tiny bit of Helldivers in here. But and that wasn't even my fun fact. But we're gonna start as always with fun facts. So each episode you get to know us a little bit better. So Marty, fun fact, what you got?
It's not much. I was trying to come up with one. Nothing seemed to come to mind except, I guess the one I can only come up with is that I'm left-handed. You don't meet a lot of left-handed people. I'm left-handed, so now you know one. If you don't know one already,
you know, I don't know why, but this makes sense. I don't know why it makes sense, but I have a few. I know a few left-handed people. I have a few left-handed friends. Like I know. Like I'm sure I have more that I just don't know about. But of the ones I know, first of all of them wear glasses. Every single left-handed person that I know is left-handed wears glasses. That can't be a thing.
Well, I mean, it's very coincidental because, funny enough, my brother's left-handed and wears glasses. My mom is left-handed and is wearing glasses now. My grandfather's left-handed, and he used to wear glasses before he had his eyes had surgery.
Interesting. I'm gonna look that up now. I've piqued my own curiosity. See if there's a correlation between left-handed people and glasses. Anyway, yeah, okay. Fun fact. That is a fun fact. That's Marty's left-handed. I'm gonna have to sit with this and just accept it. Just kidding. All right, for my fun fact, I meant to do this last week, but I thought I had already done it. But for the 501st, one thing that you could do is you can get trading cards printed up of yourself. It's like a collector's thing. Like people collect coins or patches or trading cards. And so I got my first set of trading cards. They arrived last week, and they're the Bounty Hunters Guild. So that's I'll hold them up here. I don't know how close I can get without the ring light freaking out or the camera freaking out, but it has me, it has my trooper number on there. It's pretty blurry, isn't it? And then the back, it has like my stats, like my it has my like gamer not gamer tag, my Instagram handle, and has all the logos of the detachment and the garrison and stuff. And then it has like the social media handles and things, like my real name, like it has the arsenal, like technically the name of the last that I have, but that just came in the mail the other day, so or last week. So I'm super psyched about that. I've been handing them out to some of my friends, or gave one to my kid, gave some to hand out at school and stuff.
All it's missing is your batting average.
It is missing my batting average, but I did play baseball in high school, but my batting average is not something that I want broadcast anywhere, because it was not. Why don't you just look up the Orioles batting averages right now? And it was lower than all of those. So that's just to give you an idea. It was not good. I was great at fielding. I was great at pitching. I was not a hitter. Stole a lot of bases though. Back when I was.
I feel like though now I'm gonna have to find a way to collect your baseball cards somehow, because I just have a couple of them that I found that I got from a Comic-Con from the Jolly Rogers.
Hell yeah, Jolly Rogers Squadron. I have their coin actually. I have it's cool. It looks like a pirate medallion. Had to get it. Looks like something out of like Pirates of the Caribbean if it took place in space. But yeah, all right. I'll send you one of these. I got like 50, so but yeah, all right. That was cool. Solid couple of fun facts right there. Let's move on to HoloNet news. As always, I am getting our HoloNet news from Star Wars Underworld's Instagram page. They have a lot of the latest updates and fun memes and stuff. We talked about this last week, but it was George Lucas's birthday 1 week ago. It is worth mentioning again because without him, none of us would be here talking about this. There's some nice behind the scenes photos of the actors and actresses on Andor season 2, of course. Collider has revealed the cover art for the upcoming Finn and Jaina novel, The Last Order. So that's going to be the cover art for that. That looks awesome. Happy 23rd birthday. It is May, and this is when a lot of the previous movies came out. And so this is there's a lot of birthdays, so you'll see a lot of these popping up in the news. Happy 23rd birthday, Attack of the Clones. That was what, 2002?
Yep.
Yeah. Who else got this subtle reference to THX 1138? THX 1138, Marty was telling me about this, was George Lucas's first ever film.
Mm-hmm. It first started out as a short film that he did in college, and then he expanded upon it as a full feature-length film starring Robert Duvall.
Awesome. Yeah, so there was a clearly the this shot of Dedra in the I guess we should put some sort of spoiler warning. All right, so we might touch on here. Hold on, I'll do it. Just in case, we will probably talk about Andor season 2 a couple of. If you haven't seen the last few episodes, we'll maybe pause this and then come back and hang out with us later. But we will probably mention things in Andor season 2. So if you haven't finished that, but clearly this screen is meant to imitate this, and if you look closely at the Arabesh that is here, it does say the same thing as here. It says, I believe it says stop, and that is exactly what it says here. And I can't make these out, but I am sure they paid attention to the details and made that match up too. So that's fun. New behind the scenes photo from Andor season 2. Luthen is called Sergeant Lear in the flashbacks, and Lear, spelled backwards, becomes Rail. Luthen Rail. Interesting. K2 being bulletproof. Oh, say it. What'd you say?
I say it's not very original in some.
No, just turn it backwards. Like, how is that? I guess if he burnt all bridges and cut all ties, like they're not gonna connect the dots. But even if they did, like, what are they going to do? How are they going to find him?
True.
K2 being bulletproof, but still deciding to use Hirt as a human shield just for the heck of it is wild. Yeah, about K2 being bulletproof, after Rogue One, I never got the impression that he was bulletproof. Like, they definitely made a big deal of showing how these KX droids in Andor Season 2 were super tough, and like the blaster bolts would just bounce right off them. And that is not how I saw K2 in Rogue One at all. Am I wrong about that?
I wouldn't say he's bulletproof. I'd say it's more like bullet resistant. Like, you could only take so much before it actually becomes an issue. So like he's using enough of it bouncing off before he's like, okay, if I continue this to happen, something's gonna break.
Okay.
So let me just use a human meat shield, and kind of let the burns, because those blaster bolts burn. So I'm sure like it's probably tearing at his metal.
Yeah. Wonder if it's kind of like a Kevlar vest where, like, after the first one hits, the integrity of the thing is compromised.
Right. That's what I'm probably thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was new to me. I guess he definitely takes a lot of hits in that final scene in Rogue One, his final scene in Rogue One, but I didn't get the idea that they were as bulletproof as they showed in this time. Admiral Radis, Return of the King, obviously. This is cool. In the Andor Season 2 episode, Welcome to the Rebellion, when Vel is inspecting all those weapons, one of the ones she picks up is a Blast Tech A180, which will later be stolen by Jyn Erso in Rogue One. So now that I'm like looking at it like this, like, yeah, that's clearly something I've seen before in Rogue One. But when I was watching the show, there's a lot. I didn't catch it. Little spoiler there. I cannot wait until this game is out for purchase on Etsy. I'm excited to play Star Wars Dominoes. Back to Fortnite news. General Grievous, like pre-cyborg General Grievous, is an unlockable skin in Fortnite. Marty said he just started playing Fortnite and he's already at level like 21 or something. And so I hope you get to enough levels to unlock all this stuff in time, because it's great. I just unlocked normal General Grievous. I'm not to here yet, but I think I'm only like 7 or 8 levels away. But the fact that this is where I'm seeing him more clearly than anywhere else before is hilarious. That Fortnite is how I'm getting such a clear look at pre-cyborg Grievous. It's really funny.
Yeah, although it looks like his arms are cybernetic, so
yeah, it does look like that. I wonder what the difference is between like his bionic or bio arms. I wonder if they looked horrendously different, or if they just roughly were the same I wouldn't say dynamics. What am I looking for? The same measurements as this. The acting range of Stellan Skarsgård is going to be studied for generations. Yeah. Think about him. He's in Dune here. He's Luthen Rail, and he's in Marvel. He's the doctor that helps with the Tesseract stuff in the Avengers movie. Happy 20th birthday, Revenge of the Sith, 20th anniversary. That's why it was in theaters a while back. Happy 26th birthday, Phantom Menace. I just traded for a 25th anniversary Phantom Menace coin. I'm excited about that. If I had a nickel for every time Saw Gerrera yelled at Mon Mothma via hologram while she was on Yavin 4, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Yeah, definitely once in Rebels and once in Andor Season 2. Yep, that's a nice, friendly, cooperative dynamic they've got going on there.
I'm picturing Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. I know that because that's where it originated from. I'm imagining him saying this right now, and it's making me laugh.
Yeah. Yep, I've used that quote for any number of things, and I didn't even know where it was from originally. I just know I've seen it in memes. Clea saw the sunrise that Luthen knew he'd never see. That was beautiful little storytelling there. Tony Gilroy and Kyle Soller, who plays Cyril on the set. Thanks to Andor, we have a new favorite, Glupshido. It's Granny scatting. What a freaking hero. Pedro Pascal being Pedro Pascal. And squad goals on Fortnite. You can unlock Emperor Palpatine at the top level of the battle pass, which I have. Did you know that the glider for him is one of those Senate repulsor pods from the Senate chamber?
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he just sits in it, he stands in it and like leans forward like he's control. It's hilarious. It's so silly. A happy 45th birthday, The Empire Strikes Back. And then I plan to tell him I was kidnapped. Yeah. When you realize Luke is upside down almost every time he uses the Force in The Empire Strikes Back. Yep.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then last but not least, one more Fortnite update. This what's it called? This next iteration of Fortnite challenges and events in the Star Wars season is called Mandalorian Rising, which will feature Mandalorian jetpack and the Ambien sniper rifle making an appearance, and customizable armor. You can customize the shape, the color, the different combinations of it. It looks awesome. And this was actually the first time I saw the trailer, like prepping this news segment. So I'm excited to see what I can do with those tomorrow. Yeah.
You know, games at this point though should just create their own Star Wars game.
I know, right? They're
well,
as soon
I
as
feel like they're doing a lot better at some of this.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this is, I guess, another news thing. There is a large push on social media right now for Star Wars Battlefront 3. And if Epic is the one that's creating that, I mean, you know, if that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen. I am down for Star Wars Battlefront 3. I've seen many Star Wars creators posting it, and so I'm gonna make that little announcement here right now. We need Star Wars Battlefront 3. Whoever needs to make it. Whoever is gonna make it happen, just make it happen. The people want it. We are the people. We are the people. I am part of the people. We
the people demand Battlefront.
We, the Star Wars gamer people, demand Star Wars Battlefront 3. There's a petition going around already. I signed it. It's just at a few hundred because I was like one of the first. But do it. Random Snake Facts is here. Hope the Force is with everyone. The Force is with that awesome snake that you have in your photo right there. May the Force be with you as well. Random Snake Facts. Thanks for slithering in.
Thanks for joining too.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. What was I gonna say? All right, moving on from news to Marty's segment on this day in Star Wars history. What you got?
All right, we kind of touched upon it just a little bit, but let's see, is it popping up? This computer's really slow. Okay, you see this little poster right here? This little guy right there.
Yes, I do.
Well, it just so happens that today is, in fact, the 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. It begins its 70mm release in 127 U.S. theaters and breaks 125 house records, grossing 209,000. 209,380.
No, 209,398,000. Yeah.
It would help
in
if
the US.
it blew up the screen a little bit more.
Total domestic gross, $290 million. That's in 1980 money. That's crazy. Yeah. That's incredible. Ooh. African bush viper. Awesome.
Ooh.
His snout is a little like shorter and stumpier than I feel like a lot of snakes. Unless it's like
and he doesn't have any fangs.
Oh, I'm sure they're just retracted. He's just saying hi. He's not eating us. Yeah, he's just hey buddy. The what was I gonna say? Yeah, Empire Strikes Back, probably one of the most unanimous votes for best Star Wars movie ever. I would say it's definitely mostly agreed upon as the best of the original trilogy. Everyone loves Empire Strikes Back. Whenever I see those ratings, especially of like the original 9 movies or the first 11 movies, it's like always in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, just great. Also, live action Boba Fett. Ha! I was right. Yeah, fangs are retracted, and yes, they have a short face. They're a tree viper and mostly eat birds. Boom.
Nice.
Gotta be fast if you're gonna eat birds. Look at him. He tricks them by making him think he's all friendly. He's like, hey. Just kidding. All right. On to my goofy little segment here, the dad joke of the week, which I get from an awesome book that I own. Which is the scariest planet in the galaxy? Scariest planet in the galaxy. Naboo! Probably should have saved that for Halloween, but I couldn't wait. I snorted when I read it, so that's what we get. All right, on to the meat of the episode. We took 20 minutes for the intro. It's about standard for us, I think. We are going to talk about Tales of the Underworld. It came out on May the 4th, which was, a Saturday? And we all got Sunday, right? We all hopefully got to see it pretty quick. Episodes weren't too long. The first 2 were actually released early on Friday in Fortnite. If you were playing Fortnite and you joined there's a little event space that you could join to watch it on in a theater room there, and you could watch the first 2 episodes, which featured Asajj Ventress. So I did see them, but there were toddlers and kids around, and I wasn't able to focus in and see everything that was happening. So I did do a little rewatch yesterday of all 6. Turns out, I guess I fell asleep during the last Cad Bane one because I did not remember the details of that ending at all. So I'm glad I rewatched. But yeah, I don't know. What did you think? Just first off, just base reactions. Tales of the Underworld.
I gotta say, this is actually probably my favorite out of the Tales of series.
Okay.
So if I have to go in order, it'd be this one, then Tales of the Jedi, then Tales of the Empire. Empire, I liked it, but it wasn't the best of them all. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that one. But this one right here, I was like, these are 2 characters that I feel like had a lot of story to tell, and I'm glad we're getting to tell it in some form of media. Yeah, a lot of people are probably wondering, Cad Bane's origins. We got it. People want to know what happened to Ventress after Dark Disciple. We got that. Now I just hope they continue on with the Ventress story.
Yeah, I would watch her live action. Do we know, does this take place before or after we see her at the end of Bad Batch?
I'm going to say after, just based on the Stormtrooper armor, because when we see the Bad Batch, they're still in prototype TK uniforms.
You're right. Good call. Okay.
So I think Bad Batch was just a pit stop on her journey to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, agreed. Ventress is an interesting character. Very, very agreed. I don't think I expected her to be one of the ones that people latched onto and would get more when I'm watching her in the early Clone Wars. It's just like, oh, she's just kind of like a assassin lackey kind of person. But then when she goes into through her bounty hunter arc and things, it's like, how good are you going to become? And I hope they don't go too good with her, if that makes sense. I would be bored if it became another villain turned like really wholesome hero type thing. I think I would be a little bored by that. I would still watch it and probably still love it, but I would just have a little bit of eye roll if it was just like, oh, she's like turned her whole thing around now. I still want that a little bit like she's like, I get a vibe of I hate everyone, but I want to start doing the right thing now. And I hope we never lose that attitude from her.
Yeah, I feel like we won't. It's just, I think there still might be like that moral gray area for her. It's like she's been living with the dark side for so long. She knew a little bit of what the light side was like. And I mean, look what happened to the Jedi. So she's like, where do I fall on the spectrum of how do I go about maneuvering the galaxy? So I think she's going to probably walk that line of like, I will do good up until a point. Like if the good is someone's got to die, someone's got to die. I'm not going to, like, like stem or anything like that.
Yeah. Lots of fanfic people have an obsession with shipping Ventress and Kenobi. Fascination of Ventress is a low-key thing that's been happening for a long time. She's always had fans. Yeah, I like, she's like, name another female character on the bad side in Clone Wars.
Can't really, because
there's not.
I mean,
there's like
for a while, but
and there's like there was a separatist senator or two, but she, she's a badass, and there's like the witches of Dathomir. They're not on separatist side, but like they're mysterious and dark. And I'm hoping, I loved, so the witches, her origins, the witches of Dathomir are one of the reasons that some of the criticisms of the Acolyte pissed me off so much, because they were like, oh, they're bastardizing the Force, they're making Anakin's prophecy know nothing. No, they're not. And if that's your stance, you haven't watched the Clone Wars, or if you watch the Clone Wars, you haven't been paying attention to the Clone Wars, because the Force is something that can be interpreted and experienced in many different ways on many different planets. And different races, different peoples have their own interpretation of it and their own experience with it. So the Force is what gives the Dathomir witches their power. It's just used and experienced and manipulated in a different way than the Jedi or Sith do. And it's the same on I'm blanking on the planet name from the Acolyte, but it's the same there. Those witches, it's just a different side of the same dice. The Force is there, the Vergence is there, it's powerful, it's just being experienced and manipulated in a different way. And this was an extremely random tangent to go on when we're talking about Asajj Ventress, and I'm sorry about that.
I guess not a whole lot, but if you want to think about it this way, the Force is interpreted different ways. Think about it like it's everyone's like real world beliefs. You got, I'll just put it this way: like the Jedi could be like Christianity, while the Sith are like Satanism, and then you got this little patch of Dathomir witches. They're a practice of a religion, but they believe in the same thing, and to a degree. Yeah. And then you got these witches, the same thing.
Yeah, there's different religions and different like belief systems and different like books, like the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. There's all those things, and they have a lot in common. And just like this, like the Force, the Dathomir witches, the witches from the Acolyte, the Jedi, the Sith, they have a lot in common. They have access and powers granted by an unseen entity, or like that seems to be just coming from the universe itself. And I don't even know where we were going with this, but I'm glad we made this point. Anyway, Asajj,
back on track. I do. Yeah, I just thought about it today, about Ventress, as I was setting up her story in this is a small, minor, somewhat mirroring of Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. They're both mundane jobs, tasks, way after the Clone Wars. Like they're kind of just out of touch with everything. and then all of a sudden they're thrust back into the world that they used to know, only to be a little rusty at it. Ventress finds her friends, to try to do a job. Obi-Wan goes out and tries to find other people like him to get to the path. If you think about it, both Ventress and Obi-Wan finding the path.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Ventress is finding it just because she's looking for Quinlan Voss, though, right?
She's wanting it for Quinlan Voss, but she's also helping out. What's his face?
Lycos, Broski. This dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they both were reluctant. They wanted to be left alone and off the grid. Asajj and Obi-Wan. Speaking of the shipping, I cannot disrespect. Oh my God, what's her name? Satine that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, fun fact, isn't it kind of funny that we were watching? I was talking to my wife one day. She quoted something Star Wars related, and she's like, "Isn't it funny that Obi-Wan has the likes for Duchess Satine?" And what's also funny is that Ewan McGregor played in the movie Moulin Rouge, and the female character that he's in love with is named Satine.
I forgot about that. I haven't seen Moulin Rouge in what, a decade. Holy God. That's great. Okay. All right. So you have created a new rating system now. Do you want to just rate this character arc in general? Because each episode's only like 9 minutes. So
yeah, we'll separate the arcs here.
All right. So credit.
If I can find. Yep. So I couldn't come up with anything funny for this, and the last time we did something funny, I felt bad afterwards, to be honest.
You did not know what was going to happen. Oh no, he dropped. Oh snap. Well, this is awkward. We're getting a nice big close-up of my setup. Hey, look, it's that. Anyway, let's do a rating system here. I am going to rate Asajj Ventress's arc. I would really do 8.5, but I think I'm going to go 8 credits just because I don't know. I personally found it unsatisfying, and I don't know how or why to blame that. I like the combat. Hey, he's back.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't really have. It just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't. We just got off of like the greatest Star Wars show ever. So like, I can't give it a 9 or a 10. I don't think. But it was interesting. I found it a little unsatisfying. The plot with the guy that they found in the desert planet that they helped get the water. I don't know. I don't remember who that was. Is that supposed to be someone that we recognize from the Clone Wars era?
No, it was just a random
separatist officer or something. Okay, all right. Yeah. That makes me feel better. Yeah, it seemed kind of random. Like they were playing it off like someone that I was supposed to remember. Like they were talking like, "Oh yeah, this is an important man right here." And yeah, go ahead.
I think it's meant to be like not everybody knew that Ventress was betrayed by Dooku, and that she, died and came back. So not everyone was aware of this. So seeing her, they probably saw each other a long time ago or something. And he would remember somebody like her because she's more important than he is. Where she's like, I've seen a lot of people, killed a lot of people. You're lucky that I might be able to recognize something of you.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing with that little plot that bothered me is that, okay, they helped them go get water for a minute. Like, Are we supposed to believe? Oh, wait. Okay, now I'm remembering. They said last time they went out that he got injured. Okay, so they were basically in pretty deep trouble because if just the daughter had gone out to get water, she would have been wrecked. Like it was not safe. So they would not have been able to get water if Ventress and Lycan, it's not Lycan. What am I thinking?
I had it written down somewhere, but now I forgot. It'll actually be spoiler
just
alert, but
Lyco.
yeah, I think it's Lyco.
I think it's Lyco. Anyway, so you were gone for this part, but I rated it 8 stars, 8 credits. And that's just a little bit unsatisfying. There wasn't a big, I don't know. I was left wanting more, which I guess is good because I want more. But yeah, 8 credits. How about you?
All right. Also,
same.
8 credits.
Interesting.
I felt like it was strong the first 2 arcs, like the first 2 episodes, and then it kind of fell a little bit because of that episode of them trying to find water to get to the path.
Yeah,
like,
and then once they found
it
the
was
path,
very slow.
Neither of them went to the path.
Someone mentioned like the reason why Ventress didn't go is because the only reason why she was able to come back to life is if she were to stop loving or even trying to see Quinlan Voss. Like that was the stipulation.
Okay. Interesting. That
she did say what it's going to take to come back.
That's mean. Well, if that was the only thing she wanted to come back for, I thought.
Right? It is, but I think it's like maybe I can see him, but I just can't love him. I don't know the whole stipulation of it.
Communicate with him, because I didn't catch that was part of it. Was that a theory or was that like understood?
It was a theory. It was a theory that somebody had. I was like, I can believe that a little bit, because what would you give up in order to come back to life?
Okay.
Plus, she was also, what she thought was the last of the Dathomir witches. So she's like, I got to continue on the legacy.
Yeah, I can't like let us die out. That's fair.
Even though she doesn't know that Miro is still alive from the Fallen series.
From the who?
From the Fallen Order, Jedi
Survivor. Jedi. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. Okay. Yeah, I don't know every detail of those games, so I should get on that. I was watching my stepson play, but he didn't get all the way through Survivor yet, so I didn't, and I didn't see him play the whole Fallen Order. I saw part of it.
Yeah, she starts out in Fallen Order. You find her on Dathomir. Okay.
Cool. All right. So average of 8 on the what's it called? Ventress arc. Let's move ahead to the baby cat Bane arc. Look at him, so happy. That was very interesting to see. It was nice learning a little bit more about Duros, like culture and the gamut of different people, and I liked seeing the different skin tones and like how their species like exists and how they look and how the different people, like, because if you think about humans, like we look super different, and so like it like makes sense that a lot of different peoples in Star Wars would be like that too. So I liked seeing that. Go ahead.
So it's also interesting, speaking of Duros and learning about them, it's also interesting in learning that, at least funny, and how I interpret it, is like the Duros culture, the Duros planet is basically 1930s, 1940s Chicago.
Yeah. It was cowboy as heck. And like cowboy as heck is what I just said. That's a sentence that came out of my mouth on a podcast. They used the word lawman. I talked about this last week. They used like you got the cowboy hats, I expected to hear like like when he was walking down the street in the
Yeah.
final episode, like, or a tumbleweed like blowing under the bridges, like it was very on the nose. It was very goofy. And he had the cowboy hat, and the random civilians were just like seeing him and like shrinking behind corner. He's like, "Oh, a bad man's coming to town." Like, where's the sheriff? And it's like, yeah, Cad Bane always reminded me of a bad guy in a Western film. I think that's who they based him on. Oh yeah, and when you see him in Book of Boba Fett coming out of the literal desert,
yeah, he's based off of Lee Van Cleef.
What'd you say?
He was based on the actor Lee Van Cleef from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, well, let me look that up real quick. Wait, spell that. I don't know how to spell.
Lee.
Yep.
VAN space VAN, and then
found him.
Space.
Found him.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. I guess I should look at this. What is that? Hold on. It looks like they gave him Cad Bane face. Yeah, that's
It's almost got that same hat too. Like literally.
There he is. There he is. That's fantastic. Yeah. Hello, James. Is that from Good, Bad, and the Ugly? I hope. I'm embarrassed that I didn't see it. It's not on purpose. It just never happened.
It's been forever. Because Clint Eastwood's character is the man with no name, basically.
Okay. Yeah, he was definitely. Yeah, that's Cad Bane's human lookalike. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you knew that little tidbit there. Yeah, it was extremely Western, and I thought it was. I didn't hate it. I thought it was a little on the nose. It made me chuckle, especially the word lawman. The way that the fact that they used lawman in this Star Wars was really funny. Also, like, how do you not in that shootout at the end? Like, he's got his snipers up top. How does the literal police station, not like have the high ground always? Like, what are you doing? Come on, like, think tactically. I guess they're not used to. I keep having to remind myself that not every culture on every planet uses blasters as commonly as we are used to seeing blasters in Star Wars universe. Like, he took his blaster out of a safe on the wall. Like, this sheriff or lawman does not use his blaster all the time or every day. Like, when he goes out, normally he is not bringing his blaster with him. It's kept locked in that safe. So, like, I think the degree of violence and crimes in this area is down from a Star Wars average. So Cad Bane walking in there with a blaster on his hip is like way more intense than normal.
Yeah, I think after Cad Bane killed the original sheriff and his buddy took over to be the new sheriff, I think, like, literally, like, he cleaned up the streets. The streets are supposed to be the safest streets in a while.
Yep, they mentioned that. Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, huh. Like, it's good to know that him and Cad Bane are like literally opposite sides of the coins here. It's like very good guy, very bad guy. That comes to shake things up in this peaceful town.
Yep, exactly. Are you ready to give a rating on the Cad Bane arc?
Before I do, I just want to mention I do want to talk about the surprise twist at the end.
Oh, a very familiar twist over the past couple of weeks.
Right? It's like it feels like these shows are kind of copying each other in a way.
Oh my God! Wait, was that supposed to be like a foreshadowing to Andor?
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. It's like they both have kids that, well, Andor will never know his kid because he's dead.
Rip.
But you're right.
But also, You were ready. I love it so much. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so okay. I was like, where was I at now?
Yeah, I
Yeah, like,
totally derailed you.
you're good. I feel like it's kind of been a common trope here with Star Wars. Like when something comes out so close together, they kind of end off in some kind of the same way. Like 2019, we saw the
I knew you were going to
finale.
bring this up, and I'm here for it. Yep.
Yeah, almost the finale of. Oh, actually, I think it was the finale of The Mandalorian, and then Rise of Skywalker. What was the thing they had in common? Force heal.
Force heal, which we had never seen in live action before, and but I knew I was on vacation at the time. I was actually down in my birthday's in December, so I was actually down in Disney for my birthday, and we were going to all the parks, and we were seeing one of the nights. I think the last night we were there, we were seeing Rise of Skywalker in theaters, like the night it came out, and maybe the night or two after, because I remember doing a social media freeze, and but I knew that I needed to see that episode of The Mandalorian before I saw that, because you can't, like, they scheduled it that way for a reason, and I needed to see what they had released before the movie came out. Like, that episode came out on Wednesday, and then the movie came out Thursday night. So they did that on purpose. They scheduled it out on purpose. I needed to see everything in the order in which it was released, and I'm really glad I did that, because I was like, it's the thing. Yeah, it wasn't I don't think it was the finale. It was whichever one where Grogu force healed Moff Gideon.
No, it was Grief
Not
Karga.
Gideon, Grief Karga. Sorry. Gideon and Grief, I guess. Yeah, R.I.P.
I was reading, I was going back up. I was like reading some of these older messages that we've been seeing on the side here. It's like, okay, this all makes sense now.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
James.
haven't looked
Oh yeah. Sorry,
yet.
I didn't even. I didn't even see those. Yeah. I didn't see those. I just saw the ones that started with Mr. Snake. That's funny. I just want to put that, from the depths of the Dark Force essence itself, they will unite to the Jedi scum. It's good stuff. The darkness is where they prevail, and it says it was 12 something 31 a.m. So yes, that is the darkness. All right. Anyway, are you ready to rate it? You can go first this time. Give me those credits.
Hopefully I don't cut out again.
Yeah. Hurry.
This one, I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. I wanted to do 10, but I felt like it just wasn't up to the standard of seeing the Gorman arc. So I couldn't give this a 10 like I did that.
I will not be giving a 10 in a very long time. I gave the sorry, Miss Snake. I did not mean to misgender you. But what's it called? I will not be giving a 10 for a very long time, because what's going to come close to the finale arc of Andor season 2? I'm not. So I like that, though. I like that there's a high standard, and so like everything is Andor season 2 -1. I like that. That's the thing. Like, Andor season 2 -1 is pretty good. Is really solid. Actually, before I even saw your easily offended. Good. Yes, get into the role play. I love it. Yeah, I was before you even said it. I was already planning to give 9 myself. I liked it. I think the reason for this is like I simply enjoyed it more than the Asajj arc. Not by much. It's just the Asajj arc was fine, was great. But I enjoyed watching this better. This was also more underworldy than I think the Asajj arc went. This was like we saw the grimy underbelly of the galaxy a little bit. We saw Cad Bane's inspiration, that other guy who had the cowboy hat and kind of gave Cad Bane his whole personality. We saw crime and things ripping apart families and childhoods. We saw friends splitting apart. It was good. We saw what's it called? I forget what I was gonna say. It's gone. Oh no, the part at the end. So just so we're on the same page, that was clearly Cad Bane's kid, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what his buddy been wanting to tell him. He's like, listen, I had to marry her because
there's a kid.
She was a child.
Yeah, there's a kid. By the way, it's your kid. Are you gonna like join in here, step in, like be a father? What are we doing?
It's just he didn't listen until literally his best friend was killed, and then his ex-girlfriend's like, you are never allowed to see him.
I got a little like you killed his father figure in front of him. Like you can't. You're not back in now. Like, sorry, you should have listened for literally 30 more seconds before you started a Western style duel. Also, why does everyone in the galaxy just know the rules of American Western style dueling, by the way? Like he and the sheriff were standing there like, and they knew like whoever moved first, like that's starting the duel. But then also he did that with I wanted to say Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration. No, the guy in the desert who had Boba Fett's armor. Cobb Vance.
Yeah.
Cobb Vance and Bob Vance. I don't even feel bad for messing that up.
I stand by that. Chopping Bob Vance
it's like if you have something in your it's Cobb Vance from Vance Refrigeration. Like if you have some, if your lips are numb from the getting your wisdom teeth pulled or something, and you're saying Bob Vance for Vance Refrigeration. Cobb Vance. I don't even feel bad about that now, but he did that. He knew the rules. Like Cad Bane and him had a standoff, and he knew the rules. And then he had the same thing with Boba Fett, and he knew the rule. They all knew like these universal like Western blaster duel etiquette. Like what? That's silly. Why is everyone like following Cad Bane's like Western patterns?
I guess there has to be some kind of like rules between fights, I guess. I don't know. Like
here's the thing.
Question.
Did you see Game of Thrones?
No.
You never saw Game of Thrones? Okay, all right. So there's this character named Bronn in Game of Thrones, and he's like he was fighting. They do a trial by combat, right? And the people, the person on trial can pick a champion, and the state, like the queen or whoever's presiding, can pick a champion. So Tyrion Lannister picked this guy named Bronn, great fighter, as his champion, and the queen picked one of her knights, and they fought, and the knight was fighting like a knight. He had his armor on. He was fighting like with his sword and stuff, and Bronn was like ducking around other people, ducking around pillars, like trying to trip him up, do all kinds of stuff. And eventually Bronn wins, and he goes and like it's gross. He like trips him and then kicks him out of a hole, and he falls a bunch. And it's like you could say he's fighting dirty, I guess is what you could say. And one of the other like people on the council was like, You do not fight with honor. And Braun was like, no, I do not. And then he looks down at the dead guy and he's like, he did. So, I mean, like, if it's a duel, like, to the death, like, you're talking about, especially in this case, like in the one at the end of this episode, you're talking about a kid's future. Like, he's grown up with this guy as a father figure. Why is this combat rule of honor or whatever more important than not killing this guy's father figure, or on the flip side, killing this guy's actual father? How about you set up a freaking ambush and you take him out as he's doing his like slow dramatic walk through the bridge, and then you just stun him, and then when he wakes up he's tied up and you're like, hey man, you have a kid. Like, decision time. What are you gonna do? That's all I'm saying. That's I disagree with the sheriff's course of action.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like though he was trying to give Cad Bane any chance at all to either give himself up or to just give up his revenge.
Yeah,
like, to the last second. He's like, "Listen, man, don't do this. Don't do this."
yeah, you're right. All right, Tales of the Underworld.
Overall rating, we gave it.
Yeah. Overall, oh, nice. You snuck that banner in right at the end. Oh, well done. That banner did not exist before this show. He just snuck that in there. Well done. Mr. Graphic Designer, freaking guy. Not that applies here. I guess you just type stuff, but
yeah, just use the banner.
Yeah, just whatever. Anyway, so that was our discussion on the Tales of the Underworld. Let us know what you thought of the series overall. So just and then moving on to our last segment here. This is the Star Wars Culture Live Trivia Challenge. So Marty always comes up with one question from whatever we're talking about that episode. So this question, I assume, is from Tales of the Underworld.
It is. I forgot to change the logo from our logo to a Tales of the Underworld graphic.
No,
but I was like, screw it. It is what it is.
It's up for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, right. But today's question is, what is the name of the canyon that Ventress. Golly.
Ventress. Yes.
Ventress. and Lyco go through to get to the path? Is it A, Rainbow Canyon, B, Cypress Pass Canyon, C, Cypher Canyon, or D, Beggar's Canyon?
Okay, I watched this episode today, so I feel pretty confident. So I'll give whoever's watching. Random sticks. Have not gotten to that because I've been binge watching other Star Wars shows and writing fanfic. Very admirable excuse. That's a pretty good reason. I'll allow it. But if anybody else is watching and wants to guess along, feel free to put your guess in the comments while I sing the Jeopardy theme really, really fast. All right, I'm done with that. So I am going to say C, Cypher. Yeah, I was right. I knew it started with a C. And when you said Cypress Pass, I was like, no, it's not a 3-word thing. Also, Cypress is a tree that is on Earth and probably not on whatever planet they were on. I don't think there were many trees on that planet.
I don't think there are really any. I don't know why I still had it. How many did you get right when it's just the one? Oh, no, because I used a different template.
Use the old template.
I used the old
just in time.
template.
My lightsaber died. It's telling us that lasted like almost exactly an hour. That's crazy. All right, so that's our show. We hope you enjoyed Tales of the Underworld if you have seen it, and we also hope you enjoy what we're doing here. We know Star Wars fandom and comment sections can sometimes get dark and toxic and not super Oh yeah, I agree. Shakti does need more backstory. Have you played what's it called? The Force Unleashed, because she makes an appearance in the Force Unleashed video game. I will not tell you what happens to her if you are successful in the game, because I don't know if that's canon or not, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
follow
canon.
random snake facts. Follow random snake facts if you and you follow back Star Wars people. Yeah. But anyway, we where was I in this outro? We know Star Wars fandom and comment section can sometimes get dark and toxic, but it does not have to be that way. We are trying to bring fun and positivity to the Star Wars side of the internet. Remember, there are more of us. Again, if you have anything for us, questions, requests, suggestions for segments, anything at all, throw them in the comments and we will see what we can do. Don't forget to follow us at SW Culture Live everywhere. And then also me personally, I am at nerdiest. I'm always so bad at this. At nerdiest stepdad, almost every platform imaginable, and he is at Marty. At Marty 21794. You pointed the wrong direction. Did you know
it's
that?
weird. It's on mine. It's correct. So I guess I got to do it this way.
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, you got to do it that way. Yeah. That's right for me now.
That's so weird.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway, at Marty 21794, and we will see you. Is next week the week? Next week might be the week that my daughter has a swim thing and I can't be there, but we will. Or not a swim thing, a play, and I might not be there. It might be next week, it might be the week after, but in any case, we will see you some Wednesday coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern. So with that, have a good evening, and may the Force be with you.